Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm Armando Venditti, your host. In this segment of the Music Den, I'm going to be doing another installment of Misguided or Misunderstood. Now, I haven't done one of these segments in a few weeks, but I came across this album and I thought this would fit into this category big time. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the other segments, Misguided or Misunderstood is an idea I had to take an artist, either solo or a band, that had released an album in the catalog that basically was done and was basically considered to be completely outside the box of what they did prior, or was it misunderstood by the fans and music critics in that the fans and the press basically did not understand what the artist was trying to present to the public at the time of release. Sorry, it's been a long day. Anyways, for this installment, I've picked a collaborative album done by two artists that are considered to be quite polar opposites. And they are Metallica and Lou Reed. The album is 2011's Lulu. Now, all you know, Metallica, thrash band from the early 80s, came up, gained massive popularity with fans, and had a string of albums in the 80s within that thrash metal genre. Met up with Bob Rock, wanted to change their sound, did so with their 1991 self-titled, also known as the Black Album. Massive hit. At the same time, alienating some of their hardcore fans. Continued to release albums in the 90s and 2000s, and basically really never did lose their popularity. Lou Reed started out with the Velvet Underground, started to work with David Bowie, released the album Transformer in 2002, 1972, produced by Bowie and Mick Ronson. Went on to release Berlin, produced by Bob Ezrin in 1973. Had other albums to come out. Basically went under the radar for a bit. Lou Reed performed at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremonies in 2009. Metallica backed him up. They performed two tracks, Sweet Jane and White Light, White Heat. It was after this performance that the two camps decided to collaborate on some music together. The idea was to take some unreleased music from Lou Reed, and Metallica would add musical contributions to the pieces, eventually coming up with an album's worth of material. They retreated to Metallica's recording studio in Los Angeles and came up with over 90 minutes worth of material. Now, the music that they agreed to work on was based on a play written by Frank Wedekind, German writer. Wedekind is spelled Wedekind. And the play is about a woman by the name of Lulu who goes into a life of prostitution, is eventually sold into slavery, and is murdered by Jack the Ripper. Very upbeat subject matter. About hearing this collaboration, fans were excited because Lou Reed, Walking the Wild Side, Vicious, songs of that nature, Satellite of Love from Transformer, and Metallica, heavy, thrash, heavy metal band, with albums like the Black Album, Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning, and Justice for All. What kind of a combination was this going to make? Well, the album was released in November of 2011. It's produced by Greg Fidelman, Metallica, Lou Reed, and Hal Willner. Hal Willner, unfortunately, would pass away from complications of COVID in 2020. The first single from the album, and only single from the album, was The View. 10 songs on this double album, 6 on one CD, 4 on the other. What to say about this collaboration? When it debuted on the charts, on Billboard, it debuted at 36. It was Metallica's lowest debut since Ride the Lightning in 1984. On the flip side, it was Lou Reed's highest debut since the 70s. Do I believe that this combination worked? No. I'm sorry. I've listened to the tracks. I applaud Metallica and Reed for doing what they wanted to do. Okay. Lou Reed has stated after the release of the album that this was his best work since Berlin in 1973. In fact, it is considered by him to be his better than Berlin. And I don't see it. I don't see it. The combination of, Metallica's heavy riffing and complex arrangements and, their style of music with Lou Reed's spoken poetry on top. It doesn't flow. It doesn't work. With song titles like the only single from the album, as I said before, was The View. There are other tracks on the album with song titles like Pumping Blood, Frustration. No. It's a combination that it doesn't flow. There was it's a very difficult album to sit through. I can understand how Metallica fans, the staunch Metallica fans, could be extremely turned off by this album. Again, a band is allowed to do whatever the hell they want to do in the studio and create and make something that they are proud of artistically. If they were expecting their fans to follow them on this journey, no, I don't see how they could. The lead-off track starts off with the lyric, "I would cut my hands and my tits off." So, excuse me? I'm sorry. How can you come back from that? I'm sorry. And I know there are going to be probably people watching this who are going to comment and say, you know what? You're wrong. This is their magnum opus. This is their freedom of expression coming to a head, coming to fruition, flourishing, and this is a masterpiece. I don't hear it. I cannot sit through listening of this album. Listen to a few songs. Mistress Doubt, Sorry, Mistress Dread. Sorry, my fault. Mistress Dread. I can't. I can't sit through an entire listening of this album. It is impossible and it hurts to do so. So again, I do applaud them for trying something different, trying something out of the box. Lars Ulrich has said that they like the fact that they were not restricted by any sort of formula that they had to follow, which a band shouldn't. An artist shouldn't be restricted by any any parameters. That he was happy that they were going outside of the box and doing something that was completely different. Well, they did, and they, it did not work. David Bowie had apparently contacted Laurie Anderson, Lou Reed's wife, and stated that this was Lou Reed's best work, that eventually it was going to catch on, that the fans were going to understand and catch on to what he was trying to do. Maybe eventually they will. Who knows? Who knows? And I'm glad that, it's fantastic that the band feels that this is, what they wanted to do at the time. And they had the artistic freedom and they express themselves this way. I don't think it works as an album. I think it was a misguided attempt by both camps to do an album together that was going to work. Was it misunderstood by the fans and the critics? No, it wasn't. David Frick had heard a couple of the songs, one in particular, Pumping Blood, and he said that it was a cross between Metallica's Master of Puppets and Lou Reed's Berlin. Okay, fine. It's just an extremely difficult album to sit through. So that is my opinion. It is a misguided attempt. So please, down below, down there, please let me know what you think of of Lulu. Sorry, even just to backtrack, even the album cover with a woman from the waist up with no arms. Where are you going with that? Like, honestly, where in the hell are you going with that? I really don't get it. I don't understand that. But anyway, I digress. Again, please leave your comments down below and let me know what you think of Lulu. Do you like Lulu? Do you not? Do you think that this was, this was a collaboration that was meant to be, or was it a complete mistake? Please let me know again down below in the comments what you think, and hit like and subscribe and the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content that I've got coming up on the channel. I will be doing some more shows in the near future with Bill Schuster. And yeah, please look after yourselves and one another. And I hope you guys are having a great day. And I will see you very soon. Bye for now.